The Death Egg, Robotnik's gigantic floating mechanical orb. It was synonymous with the 16-bit Sonic games, specifically 2, 3, and Knuckles, representing the evil professor's omnipresent threat. Archie Comics' The Death Egg Saga takes cues from Sonic games of the era, transplanting them into series lore. While not quite worthy of the Saga title, the 3-part miniseries is worth reading should you already be invested in the comic universe. However, as a standalone story, it hardly represents the best of early Archie era. King Acorn is sick, succumbing to a mysterious ailment of crystallization. Saved by the rebels, a plan is quickly enacted to retrieve rings in an effort to restore the king's health. The story is summarized nicely in the opening page of each issue, and as long as you have a general idea of the setting and character in the Archie series lore, it's easy to follow along. What's more, the story is largely focused on the series' 3 main protagonists, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. This makes it easy for new or casual readers to jump in, not missing out on the main series' larger scope. Divided into 3 issues, with each issue made up of several chapters, the Death Egg Saga is disappointingly thin. The story gets moving fast and is pumped full of the witty dialogue and editor notes this era of Sonic comics were known for. However, the overall plot is uninspired, short, and near inconsequential. Sonic and Tails' journey across Mobius and ultimately onto the Death Egg is brief, seemingly little more than a brisk jog. Once inside the Death Egg itself, readers are toured around a handful of rooms, a far cry from the multi-level, complex, varied maze showcased in the Genesis games. There are still laughs and excitement to behold, Metal Sonic making a brief appearance and Tails not so subtly paying tribute to New Hope. Knuckles and his fellow inhabitants of Angel Island too make an appearance, though it's overall too quickly, hardly qualifying as a crisis. Art-wise, the Death Egg Saga isn't a drastic departure from series style. At the time, Gallagher, Galan, Ballers, and Hunter crafting the pages with sharp creativity. Panels are big, emphasizing movement and play throughout the page, though they lack that flat, 2D experimentation that was so prevalent in the series' beginning. Sonic and Co. were still in their cute phase here, proportions more or less staying bulbous and cartoony. However, the disturbingly realistic hands and suspiciously muscly animals may turn a few heads. The covers really steal the show here, alluding to what I wish were the epic happenings contained within. Overall, the Death Egg Saga just isn't much of a saga. It's a fun little diversion, but it could have been a long, detailed, critical story arc. If you've never read a Sonic comic, this isn't the place to start. If you are at all familiar with the Archie comics, set your expectations a bit lower. This is by no means a bad comic. It's far from the low point of the series. It just doesn't elevate the menace and threat of the Death Egg to the height it deserves.